Hello, I cannot hear you. I see the lips moving, but I cannot hear you. Still not working. And you can hear us? Probably yes. Okay. Still not working. Shelly, do you want to come up for a moment?
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I just needed to switch devices. All right. Well, all of that, I just went through the opening remarks. uh yeah, trying to get Shelly up here too. I see that he's got his hand up. Let's get Shelly up. Invite has been sent. All right. Yeah, just wanted to mention that next week we will not be hosting this meeting. It's going to be Christmas that day. I don't think that we'll get an overwhelming turnout. So yeah, we're gonna skip ahead and do the following Thursday, which would be New Year's, New Year's morning. Might be a little hungover. We'll see. I don't want to go too long without a meeting here, but this is the Voyager ecosystem meeting. Ludo, thanks for joining. Appreciate it. I was not a part of the builders meeting this morning, but thanks to Fury, we've got those recorded, so I can kind of watch a little bit later on. I assume there was some sort of healthy discussion for it, and lots of updates going on. So let's go ahead and kind of get started. I did go through opening remarks earlier. Excuse me. And just wanted to congratulate folks that had gotten their proposals passed. It's really one of those things that we need to get in front of, especially the ecosystem um, marketing, uh, Fury's marketing proposal as well. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later in the open discussion as well. I just want to kind of bring up how we can best help streamline Fury and his team to be the most successful that they can be by providing different ecosystem announcements and that type of thing. So once that happens, if you're in the audience and you want to join us, either Fury or anybody else, feel free to pop up here. I'll let you up. Definitely excited that we are getting close to the end of the year here, and we'll have a fresh, new agenda moving forward. I did share the agenda in the chat. Once again, I said this earlier, but obviously my audio was not working at the time. But this will be the final agenda of this document. Nuss, if you can point me in the right direction for where to store this thing in the best place, that'd be fantastic. And then I'll start a fresh new agenda. It'll be the same format, but just a new document for 2026. So we can have kind of a clean slate, since I like to, excuse me, use tabs and get that going. There's been a lot of really progressive things happening in the ecosystem. And, I had started out last week, with some calls to action about making sure that we have somebody at the helm for taking care of Twitter account and a lot of the, communications. So it sounds like that's been, taken care of at this point. So very excited about that. And yeah, let's jump into the communications updates and announcements. There have been some, and we talked about it with Zarmian a little bit last week, but there have been some really progressive updates on the Voi wallet. It is not just a Voi wallet; it's also an Algorand wallet, and it gives you the ability to toggle in between Algorand and Voi right within the mobile wallet there. I do want to say that it is the preferred wallet for DorkFi as well. I'll get into the DorkFi updates in just a moment, but I did want to shout out Zarmian for pushing out those updates, and then also um, his his encrypted messaging is a really cool feature that gives folks the ability to just kind of send some encrypted messages. It is one of those experimental features, so if you're looking for it, you've got to go turn on the experimental features the in the settings page. There's also the ability to use the Dex aggregator as well. So he has integrated his Snowball Swap Dex aggregator right into the Voy wallet. So that gives the ability to. Oh, nice. We got Dishwasher up here as well. What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thought I'd
Good.
come up here and contribute.
Sweet. I
Nice,
appreciate
nice
it.
hat. Nice hat.
Yeah, we got all the swag here, and yeah, I like the hoodie as well. Is that
Yeah,
Drake? Yeah,
that's Drake.
nice, nice.
Oh,
Well,
my brother's handing me even more. Here we go. Here's the hat to go with it. If you
is
needed
it
something more Canadian.
is it cold up there in Toronto? Are you getting some snow or what?
Um, I'm outside enough of Toronto where the snow's piling up higher. But
Ooh,
I'm in Barrie, and yeah, today's the first day where it was positive. So it's been negative for the last
oh,
2 weeks Celsius.
this is
So
crazy. It's getting cold here in Seattle. We've been having torrential downpours, and it's been causing a lot of issues, a lot of flooding. One of the levees broke in the town surrounding Seattle, and it's caused some issues and whatnot. But no snow up in the mountains, unfortunately for me, which I like to snowboard. So it's starting to snow again. Hopefully, by the time I get back from my family trip to the East Coast, there'll be mountains open so we can take advantage of that fun stuff. But at any rate, I do stick to a pretty, I know you haven't shown up to a lot of these meetings recently, but I do stick to a pretty formal agenda. So feel free to pop in and talk about things. Right now, it is in the, it is in the, the chat there. Sorry, getting over a little bit of a cold that I had last week, and yeah, so we're just giving some updates in the ecosystem. Also, talked a little bit about Fury taking over the social media um, Twitter account and doing some posting from there, as well as a few other items for one of the recent things. And I just want to make sure that he's the most successful that he can be. So it is important for us to, and so dishwasher, there's tabs on it, and we're on the very last tab. And this will be the last agenda for the year. Next week, we will not be hosting. Yeah, I can't hear you on your mute.
I saw
You're on mute.
Farnsworth for dictator and I got excited. I thought that was the agenda item.
Well, no Farnsworth. He's kind of disappeared. Have not seen him since new council, at least. So, yeah. But yeah, feel free to make comments on there. It is view only, but I could share it with anybody who wants to add things to it. I can also, if you guys want, I can open it up for people to make um, additional comments on there. I think it would be better if it's just a select few folks, just in case we want to avoid any issues like when we were hosting on YouTube, and or not on YouTube, on Google Meets, and we had that unfortunate event where people mobbed us, and it was pretty obscene. But yeah, at any rate, we're just going through some updates. I was talking about the Void wallet update, encrypted messaging, and DEX aggregator swaps. Those are a couple of brand new experimental features that Zarmian's put out. They're really awesome. I've been testing with Zarmian, and doing a little bit of testing with some other folks as well on the encrypted messaging side of things. Um, and I believe that Zarmian made some updates. I actually haven't tried it in the wallet yet on his Dex aggregator, so I don't think there's as many issues with making transactions previously before he made an update to it. There would be a couple failed transactions here and there, depending on what pair, but he's added more pairs and more routes as well. So that is exciting. It's definitely something that we want to get the word out on as well. So Fury, if you're listening in, yeah, I think one of the big things that we could do is, promote the Void wallet. It's not just a Void wallet; it's also an Algorand wallet, and that. uh, I think what I was just saying before you jumped up here too. It is the preferred wallet for DorkFi. It gives the ability to toggle in between Voy and Algorand, and with DorkFi being a multi-chain application, you have the ability to more easily swap between both of those networks using the same address. So, start using your Voy address as your Algo address, and vice versa. And if you use the Voy wallet, um, you can see all of your assets all in one place right there, right in the Void wallet, and then also in DorkFi. I'll just jump to it since we don't have Chris here to talk about House of Void updates, or Zarmian here to talk about House of Void updates. Maybe they'll show up and we can have them chat about it. But from a DorkFi update, we pushed out Shelly worked really hard to make some serious improvements on performance for our portfolio page. And so that is loading lickety split at this point. It is like super fast, and thank you so much, Shelly, for all that hard work that you were putting into the application, and updating it. There's also a um, uh, better user experience, and UI on that portfolio page as well, especially for folks that have a lot of assets that have been deposited. You can now scroll through each of those, excuse me, each of those um, different assets a little bit easier. It's a little easier to see, add, and remove your deposits as well if you needed to. And you can also toggle in between your Voy and your Algorand. You can also see if you're using both Voy and Algorand on the same wallet. You can see your entire borrow lend right there. There'll be some additional updates in the future that are coming. We've also got some fun, exciting things that we're working on currently, and some more information coming about that stuff in the future. But I think that's the most part about the updates. Actually, I'll let Haruf talk about the achievements if he's there and safe to speak. I know he's in his car. And maybe when he joins back, he can talk about it. But we do have from Dorkify perspective, we have a contest running right now. It is to share out different types of yield strategies on the application and in the Voy ecosystem, or Algro ecosystem as well. So go find the yield and you can share it. And there are some points around that as well that we'll be assigning some achievements to those folks. I know once Haruf is back, he can chat a little bit more about that too. Humble Swap, I think there's been a couple of different updates on Humble Swap as well that have been pushed out, and definitely for dishwasher here, Wilder, go check out Humble Swap. Go check out the pools page. Kind of scroll down. You can click into different pairs. You can click into different assets and get a better look at TVL and other data there as well. So really cool updates on that front. Um, and I know that there was the Humble Ecosystem Incentives grant that had passed as well. That's just an extension for the existing grant that was in place. And that includes some new pairings, including, WAD and Voy pairings, and some WAD incentives as well. So that opens up a lot of opportunity for people to participate in this yield. Um, Looks like his camera's failed for Haruf, but at any rate, it opens up some yield bearing opportunities. So you can go check out on the Humble Swap. I don't know if it's live just yet because the grant had just been funded yesterday, but soon to be live. There'll be some different opportunities for people to earn more yield. And another thing for Fury to kind of put out there as well as a ecosystem tweet, on Humble, unlike anywhere else, you'll be paid in WAD for pooling. So no longer are you getting the Voy incentives, you're getting incentives directly paid out in WAD, which is super exciting as well. So that gives people, US dollar denominated yield rather than getting paid in Voy. You're getting some WAD, so it's getting it out in circulation. That's another thing that I think is worthy of tweeting about and getting people excited about too. Haruf, you want to talk real quick about the the Hula Looper achievement and that update? You're on mute.
Yeah, sure. I'm having a hell of a time with technology today. I don't know what to deal with. Um, I mean, this achievement and a number of other achievements are kind of all they're all like up in line for users to essentially claim once we have the achievements integrated. The looping one, we put out a contest that ends at the end of the month for people to find new ways to earn APY on DorkFi. They'll be the first in line, obviously, because they're going to be getting in first, and so they've got the best APYs locked in. And then we're incentivizing them to share, that experience and tell people, what they learned, or give people an idea of something to do. And we'll be judging those, and the top 10, I believe, right now, will receive a WAD bonus. So it's like essentially an amount of dollars that they're going to be getting, in addition to this achievement. And the achievements on DorkFi in the future will all have some pretty good functionality. Basically, owning various achievements, having various amounts of golds and silvers and that kind of thing will do things for you on DorkFi. And we haven't really come out with the exact amounts of what they do, but it's I've been saying it for months. Having a lot of gold achievements and picking up the ones that are easy is the best way to go. So, and that includes people who are early to log into DorkFi and use it. They all get a gold achievement for being there in the first hour or whatever. It includes people who supported Dork Labs. It includes people who are doing this contest, and there's at least one other one I'm forgetting.
The bug bounty.
Yeah, the bug bounty one's like the easiest one over time to earn because it's not a limited one. It's being given to people who helped a lot during beta, and in the future it'll be given to people who identify bugs on the platform and report them to us. And you'll get various bronze, silver, gold based on like the importance of what you're suggesting. And if it's something really important, it's also going to come with a bounty and that kind of thing. So
we haven't formally announced the bug bounty program just yet, but there is one in the works that's coming.
Yeah, one would assume that if you find something terrible, like we'll be gracious.
Yeah, the Liquihog dev will love that.
Yeah. Did you talk about Fury getting control of the X account?
Yep.
Okay.
That's why I was getting unsolicited dick pics.
He's got 40,000 new accounts to slide into.
Let's give Ludo a chance to provide an airman update, and then let's talk a little bit about the social media accounts and how we can best help Fury be successful in this new role. I think that it's important for us to have a conversation and open discussion for streamlining news announcements, those types of things. And I really would like for him and his team to be successful with this, and do a great job as he's been doing all along with his moderator role, and then adapting his network committee lead role as well. So I think that he's been doing a great job for us across the board and for the entire ecosystem. So it's important that we make sure we have a good solid discussion about helping him be successful with this social media as well. But let's keep with the agenda here, and Ludo, since you're up, would love to hear any updates on Aramid. I know that there were a couple of security things going on the Discord that had been locked down. If you'd like to kind of give some color to any of that, or any other technical updates, would love to hear that stuff as well. The floor is yours.
Yeah, I'm not aware of any security issues there. Like, the only issue is that the assets may be locked while the bridge is down, and we need to resolve these transactions. But yeah, so but I would like to start with the good news. The good news is the Biatech router is basically out there, and the Biatech wallet has now integration also to the Biatech router. So it has now the 3 DEX aggregators there, and people can basically with one click request the quotes from all 3 and see like what's better. And Biatech router also integrates the Biatech DEX. So yeah. Also, I'm pretty
Where can
pissed.
people find the Biatech router? I'm on biatech.io and I can't find a link to the router under our projects. Is that where I find it?
No, there is not yet like user documentation for the router. There is
Is there any
npm
link to it?
there is npm library. If you search Biatech router in npms, you will find it, and also it's integrated in Biatech wallet.
So the only way it can be used is by you because you haven't released any documentation?
No, the documentation for developers in npm, so like the developers can use it and integrate it, and
Okay.
users can use it through Biatech wallet at the moment.
Can you link the NPM package?
Sure.
Awesome. We'll take a look at it. And can you talk a bit more about Biatech DEX?
Well, it's the
Is
first concentrated liquidity AMM on Algorand.
on Voy or on Elgrand?
The smart contracts are deployed to Voi, but the front end is at the moment deployed only
Badass.
to Algorand.
So it's a back end on Voy with a front end on Elgrand, if I
No.
understand you correctly. So
The
it's all
smart
on
contracts,
Elgrand. It's all on
smart,
Elgrand, but you've deployed contracts on Voy.
smart contracts are deployed on Voi, on Algorand mainnet and testnet, and but the front end is quite dependent at the moment for the Algorand scan, which runs on Algorand only
Yeah,
at the
not
moment.
Voy, but I do appreciate the plug. It'd be awesome to see a concentrated liquidity AMM on Voy that has a front end attached to it. I think that's a good thing to bring up in the meeting, but I don't want to overstep. But I'm excited that you're developing, but I think it should be Voy focused if it's in the Voyager meeting.
Yeah, agreed. And yeah, my path now is basically to deploy also to deploy the voice scan and the Biatech Dex front end, so also for the voice. So
There is an open void for an explorer, I'm pretty sure. Has anyone applied to get funded for a block explorer yet?
I don't think so, but I'm pretty sure there is a bounty on the Void.network bounty board, on the official Void.network bounty board for a concentrated, claim. So, if you do push it out to Void there, Ludo, there's an opportunity for you to get some grant funding for it.
yeah, can you send me a link or what I need to do to apply for this?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see if we can. I'm not on the right device right now, but yeah, I'll get something over to you. It's just a standard, I think, a standard proposal. So once you've got it live, you could do it either retro or you could do a build grant. And I'll send you the Void.network bounty board that has it on it. So that is that's something that's available for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
The
technically, I'm quite pissed on the Algorand Foundation with this recent what was this
I think on a lot of levels you can be
startup challenges. But the main thing is like I'm okay to be like not selected as a winner or like to get to next stage. But when I see like what shitty project got the first place, it's like really terrible. it's really frustrating.
I can imagine. I can imagine.
Let's see here. I'll send a link right now, at least to the clam stuff. It's just yeah, I love calling it a clam. It's fun. Um, yeah, it's just on the pages on the funding bounty, and with the new council in place, I think that they would love to see this type of development happen, and would do some funding for it. So I can't speak because I'm not sitting on the council anymore, but it's one of those things that has been on that bounty board for over a year now. So yeah, go if you're able to push out a front end for that to be operational on Voy. It's something that I think the ecosystem would get behind.
I checked out the router. That's also deployed. It's a router for Pact and Tinyman. I didn't see any mention of any void X's. So, Ludo, is it fair to say that you're focused on Elgrand right now, not on Voy?
Actually, I communicated with Shelly like how to integrate to the to the Humble, but there were like some technical difficulties there.
Well, it
So
would be hard to integrate if you didn't develop ARC 200 into the router, right? So if he uses ARC 200, you would have to develop a voice specific router, correct?
no, router is not the issue. The issue is like the getting the data from the DEX, from the smart contract, from the basically traffic. So uh,
So do you,
yeah,
or is it bundling transactions or is it just giving an output for somebody else to form the transactions?
it's also bundling transactions. Like it's whole package. Like it has like there is a component AVM trade reporter that packs or gathers the all the data to basically one service, and
Okay,
this service is used in the Algorand scan to stream the data, like the live data of the trades and whatever. And the router is taking the prices from this trade reporter to basically create the best routes between two assets. So
okay.
yeah,
Because it appears to be using ARC 14, and I don't see anywhere that it talks about boxes, which I know are standard in ARC 200. So I'd be curious to see how this interacts
it's
with an ARC 200 pool.
Biotech Dex is using Box6 quite a lot. So
Nice, nice. Okay, well,
definitely
I'll go over this documentation more, but I will say it's very dry. It looks AI generated, but that's not a bad thing. I see you have, it's cool, and I'll check this out more.
okay. Um,
But yeah, we'll get you some information also about the, the proposals and what to submit on that front as well. I think it would be important if you are able to uh, integrate it with Voy and get that stuff going. That'd be awesome. I think there's a need for those types of bundled transactions and that concentrated liquidity between both Humble and Nomadex, and then of course Beatic as well. If you're able to link it all together and use the clam envoy, that'd be great.
mhm.
And
Yeah, and
this
what are the next steps in these bounties? Because I don't see there any like any way to progress, please. Or
yeah, it's through and this is a good point that we should maybe discuss for the council, but it would just be through submitting a proposal. Let's see if I've got the info that I can share with you on hand. I don't know if anybody else in the audience might have that info handy as well. Um, but yeah, submit a grant application. So if you just go to the voifunding.grants, you would go through this process. Here, I'll share this as
Let's
well.
be very clear that this is not a black and white submit the bare minimum and it will get passed. I think you'll be disappointed, Ludo, if you go into this and just check all the boxes and expect to get funded. That happened in the past and it got rejected. So you've already applied one time with a concentrated liquidity AMM and you did this a year ago. So I would just encourage you not to do the same kind of submission style you did before. Come with a front end, come with a marketing plan. Don't just come with the deliverables because it would be the exact same thing that failed a year ago in testnet.
It's kind of wild. Over a year. It's been over a year now. We've been out of test.
Is
bed.
it
It
2
was
years now?
longer.
Yeah,
It was
geez.
very long time ago.
Yeah,
But
Belgrade needs your time.
back then, it was even smart contracts were not made back then, I think, and
Well, it's we'll
it was
see.
hunted pretty much from the Vestige guys.
Yeah, the
And
Vestige guys, Vestige guys hunted you, but we have yet to see. We like that's all. That's all my feedback is. Come with a marketing plan and come with a front end, and I think you'll be quite successful. But if you come with the deliverables, I don't know how anybody could justify funding that personally because an
look,
SDK.
I plan to deploy to Voi, if I get the grant or not get the grant, so so it doesn't really matter. But
Okay.
yeah, the
We don't need the fund. He's just going to do it. That's awesome.
He needs the incentives. We need to get Ludo. AI will get good enough where Ludo will make good front ends eventually. And then whenever we hit that critical point, that's the singularity. Whenever AI gets good enough that Ludo can make a good front end, that's when we've made it. That's when Void can be successful.
um,
So Ludo, the other thing, just wanted to touch on
have you seen the Beatic decks front end? Rather,
I'll go look at it right now on stream, and I'll show it off to the audience.
it's at beta.dex.beatic.io. Feel free to play.
Sorry, carry on. I'll do
But
this on my own.
this is Voi meeting at the moment.
and so the security issue that I was referring to earlier on too was it wasn't an issue with the application. It was an issue on the Aramid Discord, where you had some imposters that were
Oh, I
posing
remember. Oh,
as
yes.
you getting opening up threads, getting people to share their seed phrases and private keys,
And
and
he
I believe,
had mask access for void transactions.
yeah,
By the way, we got some help with the Discord now, and also tickets and some coordination. But they do not impersonalize us. So anyone who is trying to impersonalize or doing any scammy business on any of my discords, like be aware of it.
yeah.
Like
No, it's good that
don't fall for the scams.
it's good that that's been taken care of, and yeah, I'm happy to see that EZK has kind of joined on to help out on that front as well with moderating um, at Discord, because I think EZK has done a really great job across the board for Voy, and I think he's definitely somebody that you can lean on moving forward with Airmid. So I'm glad that that issue was resolved. Any other comments or anything else we want to chat about on this topic? No.
This is related to Viatech Dex, which is an Elgarin product, but the color scheme is teal on green. You have stacked centered text. I have seen more elegant user interfaces, and I would encourage you to look at a Pancake Swap, a Uniswap, Aerodrome for inspiration on front ends, because this looks like high school trash. I'm sure it's functional, but it looks like shit.
Okay, thanks for feedback.
The nicest part is the trading view chart. Don't change that. But everything other than the trading view chart doesn't look good. I do like your footer. I like where you mentioned the XGov, but it doesn't need to be so big. Good luck.
Well,
Thanks.
this is you know, a place for feedback. And Ludo, hopefully you don't take anything too personal. It's just
Ludo can take a punch.
okay. I know you guys have a pre-existing relationship. You know, I just at any rate, I want to keep
No,
things.
I appreciate mainly bad, like not bad feedback, but the feedback that I'm doing something bad because I can improve. So I appreciate this a lot. Thanks.
Anytime, Ludo, anytime. Hopefully it's boy related next time.
Wilder's
Yeah.
gonna print it out and write on it with a crayon, so he can send you a quick photo of the things he thinks you can improve.
I would say also one other improvement that I would recommend to you know, a little bit easier interface um, for Voi multi-sig
Oh,
wallet setup.
yeah.
That would be an ideal improvement for Beatic as well. Haruf and I were trying several months back.
I realized my brain is super smooth, but nobody like Bagman and Shelly and I all put our heads together. We had no clue how to set up a multi-sig, and I really like. I really do like without poking fun at Ludo or anything like that. If you did create a more simple kind of user interface to make the the uh, the multi-sig work on Voy, it would definitely get used. The wallet would be used, and we would be using it for what we want to be doing. So just some feedback that there is an opportunity to kind of streamline that a little bit and have a couple additional users instantly.
Yeah, just for the simpletons like us, you know, not needing to run a script or anything. And I think the thing that was killing me about it was it would time out before I could write all 25 words down. And then I would get to like word number 24. It timed out, and I'm like, oh shit, I need to start over again and write all 25 words down again. And you know, so little feedback on that front I think would be super helpful. You know, and yeah, of course you'd get some more users on it too if yeah, if you're able to, you know, make some updates there too.
Yeah, that's actually
Yeah, but
once we figured out that you tap on the screen for it to like stay open, that was groundbreaking for Bagman. So maybe the feedback for that one is just like some kind of message that says, "Hey, you're gonna time out. Do you want to stay here or not? You know, because like for a lot of users, before you like if you before you sit there for a while and realize that it's going to time out, you're going to lose all your progress. The time that you went downstairs to get a notebook out of a safe is like has been squandered. You know, like that sort of thing could be solved by like just a screen that says, "Hey, do you want to stick? Do you want to stay on this page?"
okay, but I don't understand too much why you had any difficulty on setting up the multi-sig, because like to create the multi-sig account, you just select the accounts, you click like the threshold and write the account name and click create account. It should
Yeah,
be
but
quite.
your brain is humongous, and where ours is very small, and it involves sending like strings of data to like have somebody copy and paste and stuff like that, and and you know any kind of like normal user experience um, for a multi-sig, like for example, DFly on Algorand, it's you literally like set it up, link it, and then when you need to send a transaction, it just shows up as a pending transaction, and then another user can sign it. there's no pasting code. There's no additional things that make things very difficult for people who just don't know a lot about it. I think that once we got into this to the swing of things, it would probably be pretty easy. Or if I just knew a lot about the technology, it'd be really easy. But for average users, the DFly experience is like super easy, and it would be great to see on a Voy wallet.
And regarding the timeout, there is the time running out in
Yeah.
the bottom right side of the screen. So Pac-Man, and if you click on it, it resets the counter.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. We know it's there now, right? But like for new users, it'd be better if there was just like a something that shows up on the screen that says,
If timer is less than 30 seconds, absolute
Yeah.
header, show the button with a transparency. It's not difficult, Ludo.
yeah, something like that, just so people can they know what's happening. Because when you first start using it, you don't know what's happening, and the feedback is for you just to improve the initial user experience.
Mm-hmm. I think I understand.
Cool. Awesome. Let's jump into open discussion. I know we've been running quite some time now, but let's keep it going because it's a healthy conversation, and why not? Started a little bit behind just because I guess nobody could hear me while I was going through the opening remarks. Had to switch over to a different device. Yeah, classic, right? But yeah, once again, social media. Let's have an open discussion about best ways to streamline important info to Fury and team. I know that there is a active Twitter group that is sharing information. Um, is there also a kind of news feed thing? We've talked about it in the past on the Void network, that we can share, different things there. Fury, what's and then you may have some ideas as well for, um, how we can help you be successful in this role.
Yep.
That sounds awesome, Fury. If you have those things in like bullet points or like a checklist, if you could share those into the Voyager committee meeting Discord channel, that'd be fantastic. And we could probably just use that Voyager committee Discord channel for updates. One other thing that I'll say, I have brand style guides for Dorkfied. It needs a little bit of a refresh on it, but I do have some stuff to share for that. I also have a brand style guide for Envoy, and I can work with Kelly for brand style guides for Humble and Nautilus. And what we'll do is we'll get that into one document that could be used as with links to those brand style guides. But we can get that into one document to start to form a media kit for ecosystem projects as well. So that's something I can take on as a Voyager in this Voyager committee. I'll reach out to you know web dev and team. I know that Wilder has a good pulse on web dev as well. So if you could put it on web dev's radar
Yeah,
that we're looking for just brand style guides, that we can add to Media Kit, that'd be fantastic. And then we'll somebody can, or I'll jump in and talk to Zarmian about it too for Voy rewards for Voyager.xyz for what else is he working on? Oh yeah, obviously the Voy wallet too. So we can get you at least a document that has that information on it so that we can start to formulate a media kit for you. Um, and then there were a few other things in there that you had mentioned to be successful. I think transparency report stuff. A lot of that will probably come through the Voyager, or I'm sorry, the Void Council. So, just make sure that they are, and you can talk to the council chair right now, but make sure that they have you added to any private chats. And I don't think at this point there's anything that's confidential that should be shared in any of that stuff. There's no, yeah, nobody's under NDA at this point on the council. Um, so, it is fully transparent. Anything that is, being shared in those chats is open. And I think the council's been doing a really great job of, being transparent during their meetings as well with open discussions. So I think that those are, way places that you can pull from for this transparency report. Can and I know Haruf's got and maybe it's Nuss that is the arbiter of those minutes. But if you guys could share in the council chat, after each council meeting, I think that would be helpful too. Just a link to the minutes or something.
We've got a folder where everything just lives in, so he can just have access to the folder.
Sweet. With those transparency reports, are you thinking a monthly basis or quarterly basis? What's typical, guys? Cool. And let's try to like set a date for them to go out and stick to the date, unlike other foundations out there that say that they're have a transparency report and then they don't publish it for months. Yeah. So maybe like, yeah, that makes sense. Like 15th of every month. I think would be ideal. You can just target that date and just put it on the calendar and get them out. And I think across the board, that would be super appreciative, and have them live somewhere. You had mentioned something about GitHub as well. I missed it. If you could repeat that, that'd be great. Got it. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Benedict is the holds the keys to the Void.network site, so it might be worth reaching out to him, to figure out exactly the best way to get you a subdomain. But
That site, it,
what's that?
that site needs a major update. It's like very stale.
Yeah, let's put that top of list for the Voyager ecosystem meeting here for, let's say, the first meeting of January. We're coming up on the end of the year, but I think it's worth having a major discussion about, and trying to figure out, who can best do that update that we want to have updated on there as well.
I think for return could do it. Sorry to cut you off. Int for return, like the Mutt team, Mutt and Drag MZ, like they always do very artistic interfaces. I don't know how busy they are right now, but I think Mutt does the front end, Drag does the back end. So Mutt might be an underutilized developer right now.
I was just gonna say,
Of the Voyager, or I'm sorry, the Void.
I want to hear Haroof talk. Can someone let Haroof talk, please?
all I wanted to say was that Fury, the static on your thing is like very challenging during this meeting. If you're not speaking, would you please mute, because like there's a lot going on in the background. Wilder, go ahead, or Fury, go ahead. Sorry. Nobody, go ahead.
I'm going to start talking about Index and Shelly, if you'll let me.
Yeah.
I just aped the whole payout into Index and Shelly. So one's up, they're at least up 30%, if not more, both of them. And they are now the two most liquid assets under Voi on the Voi network. They have overtook USDC and all other assets, even Unit. So
Holy shit.
Eventually they're going to be considered a C-class asset on DorkFi, I hope, and with maybe like a 10% collateral factor. But we are slowly building up the liquidity on chain, and hopefully this will be able to flow through the bridge, so we can have some. I'm already seeing Void transactions go all the way to Index to get to USDC when people switch to USDC. So it is working, but we're far away. My goal for 2026 is a transaction for every block. I don't know if that's doable in 2026, but I think it's a honest objective. One thing happening on Voi every 3 seconds. So I think arbitrage gets us there.
I'm guilty of utilizing some of your USDC because I needed it to pair with something for a pool, and I went to Zarmian and demanded that he add in the index pools for the Voya wallet snowball swap. So
thank you. It's at almost 10,000 now.
I've helped and hurt both at the same time. I helped you get to your long-term goal.
Much appreciated. So did Taco from that perspective. Taco also helped me get to my long-term goal of acquiring more Shelly. So, rip the Shelly sellers.
I still have quite a bit. I needed something at the time.
That's good stuff. Okay, well, once again, just to put a a period at the end of this, Fury, we're here to help assist and make sure that we get you what you need to be successful in this marketing role. Once again, if you have bullet points of those things that you need, it would be very helpful to post those bullet points in the Voyager committee meeting. I'll be checking back on that. I also think just in top of mind now, let's use that Voyager committee Discord channel as a way to share news and updates and those types of things as well. That seems to be the best place for it, actually. So yeah, let's go ahead and use that. There was a couple of other things that I did want to touch on before we close things out. I know we're going a little bit longer than normal, but sometimes these things need to be discussed, and I don't want to end without having them talked about. Number one, community feedback. It's on the agenda here. We're not seeing as much community feedback on proposals as we once were. We're also not, asking for community feedback as much in spaces and stuff. That was something that I championed as a council member last last year, and making sure that there was open discussion during Twitter Spaces when many of the community members were joining to get feedback. So I think it would be super helpful, and I think important to maybe have a space once a week where people are talking about proposals, running through each of those proposals, and getting a decent amount of community feedback verbally as well. So I don't know. I can commit to hosting once a week after the new year. Holidays are tough. I'm traveling and doing all sorts of stuff. But yeah, I also think that it may be time for someone else to step up and start to get some of that community feedback as well. So yeah, not saying that it needs to be done during the Haroof's basement or anything like that, because I feel like that is more about ecosystem, and it's kind of transitioned into you know Dorkfi updates and getting feedback on Dorkfi and all that fun stuff, which makes sense. But I do think that there should be a space for people to provide feedback on proposals, especially important ones. The bigger the proposal, in my opinion, obviously I'm not a council member anymore, but in some of the bigger proposals of last year, we hosted dedicated spaces for those proposals, and got some really solid feedback. Sometimes we didn't get any, feedback at all. But we did get an opportunity to talk to the proposer, the projects that we're developing, and I would encourage any council members that you do something similar along those lines for the bigger proposals that come throughout the year of 2026. Doesn't have to happen every single proposal, but if there's somebody that's coming in with a large VOI proposal, personally I think it would be super helpful to have a record of a conversation, public conversation with that proposer. Either invite them to the council meeting, have them come up and do their pitch in front of the council, which is a recorded meeting, or host a Twitter space, get the community involved, and have an open discussion across the board, so that people can voice their opinions. I think that kind of leads also into the veto power, discussion there. There was a lot of conversation about it during the council meeting. I think that it is worth having a larger community discussion as well. Wilder, if you wanted to host a public space to discuss it, I think it would be helpful, and we could rally up some more community members to kind of join and give their opinions on things. Because I do think that that is a very important community decision that really shouldn't get swept under the rug either. It's something that needs to be discussed in the open and have a lot of community feedback on. So I don't know if you want to chat about it here. We can talk about
Uh,
it.
yeah, I can talk about it now as well. I'm very happy to have a Twitter space about it. I would cite the recorded Twitter spaces, but they have a lot more information than just that specific topic. But I'm totally happy to have to host a Twitter space around it. Um, I would I might even enjoy it, or enjoy it extra, let's say. So very very much interested in doing that. I will probably also, just from the community standpoint, I find that everyone's responsive in Discord if I message in the forum. So none of my comments have gone unanswered unless they were jokes and then they were reacted to. So I think it's going well. And as far as getting more community members involved, I'm I think hope in Elgrand is at an all-time low right now. If we're being real on a AVM perspective, uh, it wasn't we. I want to say maybe we rock bottomed on Voy a little while ago. I'm optimistic. I think Elgrand is still finding its bottom right now as far as like despair goes. So I think it's difficult to drum up big community players, but I'm optimistic in the building that we still have going on. Ludo isn't phased. He keeps building. Shelly keeps building. WebDev keeps building. So Zarmian keeps building. So my focus is I've recorded this meeting. I'm going to be uploading this to Zora. My focus for community building is trying to make a bridge between the base community and the Voy community directly. Not really, maybe Elgrand if it needs to be there, but that's not my focus. And I've got a couple people here on the stream with me chanting Chubb and let's go. So there are good vibes out there. They're just not on the Elgrand networks right now. And I'm going to try to infuse some new holders in here. And I think the best way we can do that is cross chain. So hopefully this can all turn into a big cross chain network. But
Yeah.
that's a long way of me saying yes. I'll do a Twitter space about the Block Authority exit and any other controversial proposals that I try to push through. And I'll continue to keep promoting Voy meetings and sharing Haroof in your faces to the Zora community.
I love it. Thank you. Also, just top of mind because we're talking about base and bridges and bridging the gap. Um, what can we do, Ludo, to make sure that the unit token is accessible on base? Do we need to provide additional liquidity over there on the base side? I know that there is a unit token over there, but there's no way for us to add liquidity to it at this point. Um, so, if you could help us with making sure that unit is bridged over to base as we thought it would be done a long time ago. Um, but yeah, I can provide liquidity on base if that's what's needed.
No, like on base, it's wrapped token, like so it should not require any liquidity to be added there. So yeah, I will check it out.
Thank you. Yeah, please.
I can commit to I'll send a loan over or whatever you want to call it when I send you tokens and you provide liquidity. But I'll send over some Chabal tokens and we can, whatever you guys decide you want to do with them liquidity wise, I'm sure my community would be happy about some more transactions. We have
Yeah.
around, I think, close to 80K to 100K in liquidity. So that should just drive even more. That'll drive an Ethereum side, being paired with Zora and USDC primarily. That should provide a nice arbitrage opportunity that hopefully will be like a triangle through Elgrand and Voy with Unit.
Yeah, that's what we would like to accomplish. And my issues were not being able to actually bridge any of my unit over to base. So that's the key issue there is just it gives me failed transaction or just doesn't work. So yeah, I'll be following up in
Like the claiming the base is not working for you, or the sending from void to base is not.
yeah, sending unit from Voy to base does not work.
Yeah. So it's this Arc 200 issue still, right? Like you are not getting to be bridging, right?
Right. Yeah, it doesn't bridge over.
I don't know about Arc 200 because it's same. I mean, I don't know. Maybe.
The best thing would be like to test it using some ASAs, like to bridge it, like
I'll test
yeah.
with the ASA version of unit. See if we can get it over there. But right now
Yeah.
we're
And are you
not.
using beta or the main?
I was using the main.
Okay.
So I'll test it again. I'll send you some follow-ups on it. Show you what I'm seeing, and yeah, I'll be a little squeaky wheel in your ear on this one because I think with Wilder's proposal to pair with the Chabal token and create a nice little triangle of arbitrage would be an ideal situation for everybody in all ecosystems.
Shelly, do you want to drop any words in here? Because like last time we discussed like if there is any possibility to do this generated client for this Arc 200 bridge.
He might not be listening.
Ludo, I checked out the beta decks. Way better interface already compared to the other decks. A step in the right
Thank you.
direction. It's still messy where it's bids, mid, and offers. But I'm sure if you take a look at lighter, that's another great interface. You can get there. I'm scared to look at the liquidity pools page, but the trading interface is better.
Thanks.
Sorry for derailing this. Carry on.
Nah, it's all good. I think it's been a super progressive meeting so far. I think, yeah, we just need some community feedback on the BA exit policy, the Void consensus upgrade. I know that it's pretty much a no-brainer, but if anybody's listening in, please provide some feedback on that as well, so we can kind of move forward with it. We've gone way over. If you guys have any more,
I have last second feedback on the
Yep.
consensus upgrade. I'm in full support of upgrading consensus. The only feedback I had on that was just keep the current system of manually distributing the block rewards so that we still can maintain what's it called, the emission schedule, and we're not at the mercy of Elgrand Technologies making Elgrand Foundation focused updates. And then we're like, oh shit, I wish we didn't put the Voy in the fee sync. So that's like, do the upgrade, whatever's in the fee sync's going to go out in the fee sync, and that's cool. But if you start putting Voy in there to be, and everyone's getting like Voy per block, I could see it becoming difficult managing ballasts and adding all of that to as additional overhead. So my advice is just keep the current system in place for block rewards, and then just do the protocol upgrades as they come.
Yeah, and it might make sense to have, you know, a one of the service providers do the block rewards instead of, you know, block authority or gov.
I'm way too biased to talk on that one, but I'd like to see a community run blockchain, and I think a community run blockchain doesn't need block authority running the chain. So I'd love to see community run ballast nodes, and we could figure out a multi-sig where we can all trust each other to run ballasts. That'd be cool.
DorkFi is the ballast node now.
It is. It's bad. But right now everyone's talking about those issues, and I'm seeing a lot of like Elgo Bro and some other people starting to look at Voy more seriously, especially after you guys got the best realtor in Florida on the team. So I'm really excited about where it can go from here, and the vamp attack on Elgrand in a sense, because Elgrand's great, but it's got shit management. So why not be a better managed Elgrand? That's not a high bar.
Sweet. All right, guys. Thank you. Appreciate the feedback. This has been a good, super solid meeting across the board. I think we got a lot done. So appreciate y'all. Have a good one. No meeting next week. It's Christmas.